Good afternoon to you all. Today we are with one of our alumni who is also an entrepreneur. And they are not, entrepreneurs are not simply anticipating the future, they are actually creating it. And I was fortunate that I think in 2016 we graduated. Yeah. I've been associating with him, and he's been someone who's not just an entrepreneur but has never missed out any opportunities of being in a social platform, addressing an audience, and I don't think we've gone wrong in choosing the person, because I'm sure during the course of this interaction you will get to know the kind of ideas he would churn out. I don't want to talk much about the entrepreneurial venture, but just a quick reminder, John, the intention, which even though I had mentioned earlier, of this conversation is all of them, the entire class is grouped into smaller clusters, and we've identified about, now it is 16 different alumni entrepreneurs, and they are coming and interacting online, offline. We completed one online with Ajay, and students are taking up those as their projects, and we are creating stories out of it, and those are video content. In addition to that, we also end up writing case studies, and God forbid, if everything goes well, we'll also be publishing it, and if it gets published, your story would get discussed in other business schools and other premier institutions as well. And that's what our plan is, because if we don't tell the stories of our own alumni, who else will, right? So that's in a nutshell what the entire objective is. And we are actually following this Harvard model. Harvard is practicing this. Instead of discussing a printed case, they bring their alumni and have, and then what they do is they end up presenting a couple of problems to which the students would offer some sort of a free consultancy based on the subjects that they learn. It could be strategy, it could be marketing, HR. So you could frame your story in such a way that it tells us where you began, or probably your father or someone else would have started, and where you are currently, and what is the change that you've brought in after you took over, and what are your plans, if you have any apprehensions, if you have any kind of obstacles either in business expansion or towards diversification. I don't know what exactly your story is. You can share that as well, and that can be the culmination of your entire talk.
First of all, I'd like to thank Rishikesh sir for continuously coordinating and asking me to please come and present something in front of you all. I probably might be the most boringest person ever listened to, but please bear with me, okay? And let's make this an extremely interactive session, and I'm open to any questions y'all want to ask me. So, a little bit about myself. I am Paul, born and brought up in Bangalore, but Malayali. How many Malayalis here? I'm assuming a lot, yeah? Nice. How many people from Karnataka, how many people from different states? Okay, nice. So I studied in a very prestigious school in Bangalore itself, St. Joseph Boys High School. And from there, I came to Christ Junior College, Christ University, and then I just finished a postgraduate program in Joseph's, again SJCC. So I went all across from Christ, Joseph's to Christ, and then again back to Joseph's. And then again planning to do a course in IAM. So hopefully if I get through, let's, fingers crossed. So a little about me. My dad is into the print and printing industry. We work with Christ again. We work with a couple of colleges, schools in and across Bangalore, India. Byju's is another big customer. NLS, National Law School, Bangalore, is another big customer of ours. So back in the year 2019, just after I graduated, my dad was like, you know what, why don't you join the family business? And let's see what we can do different. So that's when we realized packaging is like 80% almost the same machines, just that the 20% is those value additions which we can bring about, or I could bring about in the last 4-5 years. So 2020, 3 months went off, and then we started in the month of June, July. We had a few customers from November to the next year, and then those customers again continued and it went all well. And so what we realized is there's a huge gap in the market. A lot of packaging companies only supply to big brands, like Nike, where your volumes are 1 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh boxes. We realized there's a lot of home bakers. Any home bakers here, anyone who is interested in baking or making things at home? Nobody. So there are a lot of Christites. Like I know, I'm probably pretty sure you all also know Meghna Jain. You all know Meghna Jain? She's a wonderful, wonderful alumni. Yes, she's a wonderful alumni of Christ University itself. You should listen to a lot of interviews and everything. I'm pretty sure Rishikesh sir has done them as well. So she also started as a home baker, and then she put up something in the university, and now she runs a fully flexed bakery and a confectionery, all-women kitchen in JP Nagar. So we started working with her, and then what we realized is she didn't have packaging vendors to go to. All of them asked for high MOQs, and all of them, and the people who said, okay, let's do small MOQs, didn't even deliver. So that's when we realized there's a huge margin for us to like play with small people. That is, for example, I'm saying Meghna Jain, and there are so many other, we had almost 100, 112 small businesses approach us and say, listen, we want packaging. That just didn't come from the bakery unit, the eatables, it also came from jewelry, a lot of handmade jewelry. I am slightly underconfident as well, but something which brought confidence in me was the ability to stand in front of a huge crowd and probably present something, MCing. So we did in front of 2,000 students during one of the Darpan events. We did in front of 2,000 students. Anyway, you're seeing 2,000 people in front of you, and like that ability to speak also brought in a lot of confidence in me. So if you all are in your MCOM, I'm assuming MCOM, yeah, MCOM first year, second year? Second year, okay, not too late again. Please go join. College just started. There's going to be auditions for everything. Please do go join. Put your name, put yourselves out there. It just builds you as a person. Integrity, grit, a lot of things. How many times I've MC'd and I've stammered so badly. People have laughed at me. All of that has happened, but that still kept me going and going and going. So I would recommend, since all in the beginning of the year, you have one more year left. Please do go join each and every club, every activity college has to offer you. Something, what I learned when we were cracking Nike was punctuality. And I tell this every time I'm here in Christ, is that there were 6 other vendors, and I was the only one to report on time. And the board was able to see this through a transparent window. And it didn't really hit me. And later on, they told me, you were one of the few companies with the same capabilities over here, on time, present, while the other companies took this as didn't take it seriously. So punctuality, being on time, Christ does not let you inside class, right? Beyond the time, works perfectly in your life. Even after this, you're probably joining corporates. I'm assuming if that's the next thing to do. Punctuality from Christ College is the best. You all should adhere to the few rules and regulations they put out solely because they make you a better person tomorrow. Tomorrow when you're going to face the outer world, where you'll be sitting with people who you've not sat with, people you've never met, people you've never discussed, all of these small points are always going to stand out from the others. So I would highly recommend, if people have not joined any clubs, association, colleges, please do go for it. It builds you as a character, your personality, your character, everything just changes to a very great extent. The internet, they are doing great for us. They can work as an added advantage or a disadvantage. I hope you really picked the added advantage side, because you have no idea, even from, let's say, resume building, anything and everything at such a very low cost, you get to build A-class quality websites, resumes, SOPs, anything you want. Also, you'll have companies like Shopify will help you sell products all the way from China, UK, anywhere, and ship it all across the globe. You need not have an inventory anymore. You need not have a godown. Our business requires us to have almost close to around 8,000 square feet of godown just to move, keep our products and move. But in today's world, that's what the internet is doing for us, ladies and gentlemen. It's opened up all doors. You don't need to have inventory for anything. You can ship anything. You want to buy things from China, they'll rebrand it for you, they'll package it for you, and they will ship it all the way to the US. That's the guarantee that's the guarantee internet is giving us today. And I would definitely encourage each and one of you all, if you all think business is going to be a thing for you all, because business is not everyone's calling. I will tell that, in all honesty, because there's so many things that I had to go through. Like, from the time when COVID happened, the banks were not lending us money. We had to restructure all our debt and everything. There's so much, the grit, the grit and the perseverance to fight anything and everything which will happen. That's something which a businessman or an entrepreneur will always have. Is one quality which will always have. And those who do have that calling, please do make sure you put your foot through entrepreneurship, business. The internet has opened doors for everyone. You can have a small sensation up on Instagram, a small reel which will probably blow up your business. I have so many friends. I have 2 friends. I will give you another a personal friend of mine. They just have they're a social media team. They're a team of 8 people. In 2 months, they've grown their number of followers to 10,000 followers. They have almost 14 orders packing every single day. And they have zero inventory of clothes. They just buy from one, they tell them to manufacture, they ship from different. They sit in an office in MG Road, their manufacturing happens in Tirupur, somewhere in Tamil Nadu, and shipped all across India. And all they had to do was just market it right. So that's where the world is moving to. Please do use this as an added advantage. Anyone, you don't have to be the richest person to start another business. Anyone and everyone in today's world can start a business, move into entrepreneurship. Do what, I tell you, it's very difficult. There's so many things that I've gone through. Every day, I sleep peacefully, happy, knowing that I've done my bit. Because packaging, JOPACK as a packaging company has been moving into a 100% recycled, 100% sustainable packaging firm. And we push for zero plastic. And it has been, on the brighter side. A lot of customers actually have come back to us and say, we might be a little more on the expensive side, but so many customers have come back, have called to us and saying, listen, let's do something in the whole sustainability. Because sustainability today is a big thing. You have no idea. Back then, there's something called a block printing. How many of you know? It's considered the most sustainable way of printing today. It might not be only on paper, from your fabrics to paper to anything. Block printing is considered one of the most sustainable ways of printing. And today there are big firms like Kalyan, Sills and all actually slowly moving to block printing. And how much they charge their saris in 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs because it's handmade. Because that's another market where these huge companies have seen and have actually ventured into. Sustainability for the next 2 years is going to be a big thing. Hop onto it if you all can. Anything, I have another friend. I actually have a lot of friends, God's grace, I have a lot of friends. I've had the ability to go out, interact with each and every one. So I have another friend who manufactures something out of collected waste. I don't mean like the garbage waste, but used material waste, and she resells it and makes good money. So there's an opportunity. I'm saying today, anyone and everyone who's on Instagram, Facebook, you all have a huge opportunity. You all should definitely go for it. You're all MCOM students, right? Any core of the you all have a core subject? Yeah? And what is your core subject? Oh, nice. I've also done it. Fantastic. I did my BCom thing, fantastic thing. You get to learn so much from your product pricing, your cost, production cost and everything. You get to, the basis comes from the course you're doing. And it's actually worked in my favor. But today, I'm also, my finance has been, I did here at Price and I did it in Joseph. I think I'll slowly move into marketing as my next thing, because all these different avenues, finance, marketing, courses which you're doing right now, does play a huge role when you're in the business. Yeah, that's about it. Any other questions, queries, anything that can be free to ask me?
So,
yes.
how is JOPACK different from other competitors?
So yeah, JOPACK, one of the reasons, like I said, was from the early times of our business, we tried to move into 100% sustainability packaging. And that is what drew us. So there's a lot of people nowadays, like the inks we use, the printing inks we use is all the way from Japan. It's eco-friendly inks. So we got certifications from all of this. And the moment you put this out and everything, people actually, there's a lot of brands who talk about sustainability, they want to work with you. So there is, I will tell you on something else also, there's something called an ESG. How many of you all know about ESG? Okay, what does ESG do? Sorry? Correct. It's one of the factors. There's multiple factors under ESG. So
every listed company in India has to follow the ESG policies. So I'm saying it can be anywhere from a Tata, and Tata acquires all these small companies like Soulful, Big Basket, all of that which are not, even they have to follow ESG components. And following ESG means driving towards sustainability growth of any business. So that includes even reducing plastic waste, recycling of products and everything. So that gave a leverage for us as a packaging company, and that helped us to stand apart from where we are. And plus, you don't see a lot of youngsters in the packaging business because it's all the uncles, anywhere I go talk to, I speak to uncles and aunties who are like 50 years elder to me. The knowledge they have, of course, the experience, of course, is humongous. But to see someone new in the industry, likable, able to have a conversation and all is so much more different. So my age, probably my character, my personality, a lot of things added a lot of benefits. As in, you are the brand, no? You are your brand, right? You represent your brand wherever you go. So that's probably one of the reasons why. Yeah, thank you.
So sustainable packing, but there are few articles which require plastic.
There are two kinds of packaging. There is the primary and a secondary packaging. I do only the secondary packaging. The primary packaging requires plastic, and primary packaging is now, as per India's norms, is all above 50 micron plastic, which is it takes time, but it's better than what it used to be. Yeah. Any other question? I think that's
So the sustainable packaging industry, is it more focused on like small sellers because their products are focused on a certain target group, or is it focused on like every single company is moving towards it?
So that's what I said. I was just saying, ESG, where every company has to follow certain rules and thing about their a lot of big firms that today when we have conversations with, we try to pitch in the idea, and so the thing is, at the end of the day, all this draws down to the money, like the amount of cost per unit falls down to, and if they are able to make a deviation of 15%, they'll agree to it. Otherwise, they might push it for a further long. Like Flipkart, for instance, we've been in conversation with them for almost from the time I started my business. That's 2020 and onwards. I've been having a conversation with them to move into, before there used to be those plastic bags, right? And recently they moved into paper. But that also is inside, it's a plastic coating, it's a PE coating. So what we provide is water-based coating, which has no plastic. So that is something, so we're in talks with them. Probably, God's grace, this year and next year beginning, we should back them on as a customer.
How do you compete with the price difference?
So that's extremely difficult. It's about what Flipkart as a company, they will say on their packaging saying this is a 100% recycled product. So all of this adds a lot of value to their brand. So it's for the companies to decide, is this going to add a value addition for brand awareness? Again, all of this is majority of marketing strategy. And if it does work in their favor, we are definitely almost 16-17% more expensive than a normal plastic, like a PE coating. So that works in their favor. They see a lot of client retention, a lot of people coming back, a lot of people talking about it. There, the 16%, the 18% extra cost gets subdued. Yes.
As you mentioned that you're 100% sustainable brand and it comes under expensive side, right?
Correct.
The packaging comes under expensive side.
Correct.
But then you're also targeting small business like touring business.
Yeah.
So do you think that small businesses like that would spend so much on packaging?
As a matter of fact, you'll be really surprised. It's these small brands who try to bring about small changes. Again, like Meghna Jain, she today is a very big brand. She is moving all her packaging into 100% recyclable material. Even though it's going to cost her more, she feels that this is the right thing to do. And the way you must look up her Instagram profile, the way she talks about it, the conversation she has about it, is just bringing over so much of brand awareness. So it's these small brands has actually worked in our favor, and we're working with them. And so the big brands, when I say it's just one out of, let's say, around 40 customers who say let's work together. So your conversion, also the conversions in India, across the world, as per Harvard study, is 1%. So for every 100 customers you meet, there's only a 1% chance of one customer which will become a customer. So you all might think entrepreneurship at the beginning stage is going to be difficult, but this is the standard statistics. And I feel like your might think it's difficult, but as and when you grow your business, when you move into sustainability and all, when you add in so much of benefits to the consumer, this number keeps changing. It starts working on your favor. The idea is to always innovate. We move from product. Like I remember when I started in 2019 we did business only for 3-4 months and then we closed down 2020, all these closed down. Then from then on is always constant innovation, take up a book, read Pinterest. How many of you have the app Pinterest on your phone? It's a lovely app, so many designs, so many new things you can see on Pinterest. Start following different creators. A lot of people who get awarded for all of this. Follow them, like read those comments and everything. Is actually very wonderful. So I've been following up on a lot of these artists, a lot of these different brands all across Europe. Actually, Europe is like the birth giver of sustainability. They believe, the entire EU believes they should be sustainable first before moving into anything. So today even big brands like Nestle, then I forgot, the two Bosch, then a couple of other brands also moved their packaging into 100%. Even the inks they use are completely eco-friendly. I think I should ask more questions.
Yeah, you said most of your business leads are through word of mouth.
Yeah.
But how do you convince, how does these bigger brands like, let's say, Big Basket, or is it also through word of mouth? Or
As a matter of fact, sir, it is word of mouth, because I'll tell you why. I was telling you, I work with a lot of these small brands. A lot of these people are homemakers or housewives who run small businesses. So when I've had so many customers, small customers, put out our packaging and say that we're really good on their Instagram profile. And so their conversation sparks up, and then we'll just be on a call. They say, what, my husband works here and here. Maybe I think you should just meet him one day and see how that goes. And from there, those conversations start. So I feel like majority, like I'm telling you, almost 80% of the clients I work with, the big brands also, all word of mouth. It's either one purchase manager. So a lot of these purchase managers, they have a Telegram group. They ask for any vendors and so and so. And like one of my couple of people I know have put across our brand and say, work with these guys are really good and everything. So majority of my business came only through word of mouth. But now I'm like, word of mouth takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort of you as a human being to go there, have those meetings, calls, messages, everything. So ideally, I've worn out. I'm really tired because I handle almost 100 calls every single day. There's so much of calls coming in, emails and everything. So that is definitely going to catch up to an individual at any point in time of their life. So right now is when I realized, I should do something creative, marketing. There's so many campaigns which I can do, which I haven't even touched, and I feel like that is my fault, my ignorance. So anyone starting early, I would say, please do not be ignorant about social media. It's going to cost you. You will have to allocate easily almost 30-40% of your budget. But the results you will see is magnificent. It's I'll tell you, so a few things that I have kind of picked up, and I want to tell you all about Amazon, Flipkart and all. There's so many of these apps. I'll name one app, it's called Helium 10. So what does Helium do? It crafts data for you. So you want to see now, let's say how many of these watches are being sold on Flipkart, or how many of these watches are being on Amazon. There are so many tools on the website. So now this Helium tool will tell me how many units sold per day, at what cost. This is the marketing ad spent and all of this. So that's why I said when the internet's opening up, use this as an added advantage. These are called data scrapers. There is Helium 10, there is 2 more other brands which I'm not sure of, but if I do recollect, I'll send it to so and so, can circulate it to all of you. Use these apps, you'll get, it's so beneficial, as a young entrepreneur, as a person who's just starting, who has no idea on what to go, where to go, how to start a business. Your first thing what you want to see is, okay, if I sell a shoe, how much money is going to make me? And these kind of tools will definitely give you that knowledge and that idea, this is the budget I should got to keep for marketing, this is the inventory that I got to keep, all of this. So make use of all of this. It adds so much value. You know, I got to know very late. I got to know by speaking to so many people that there are tools like data scrapers. But I'm telling you all this. If any of you all want to start a business, be it from your house, be it from anywhere, go for it. Start it. It adds so much knowledge, so much value to your business.
What exactly do you manufacture for Nike, like the outer box?
So for Nike, we did this box for their, they were unveiling some special sneakers, and the boxes are shipped to 4 people. One is Ronaldo, one is the fastest marathon runner, Eliud Kopa. Yeah, he's from South Africa. He's the fastest marathon runner. Second went to Smith, third one went to Smriti Madana, and the fourth one went to Serena Williams. So what is manufactured in my unit, they unveiled these boxes. And I only do a lot of their very special, very pause for the period boxes. I don't do their mass volume stuff. Yeah.
So it was your family business, right?
Yeah.
So you had someone in your family to look up to, like, for business advice, but for someone who has not have such a background, would you ask them to have work before somewhere or work under someone before starting out their own business?
Definitely. So my biggest added advantage is I had like a small cushion. This is what I would like to say. A small cushion. Let's say in case I fell down, I had something to bounce back on. I had a small cushion. It added so much value in my business also. But also a lot of things from, let's say, apart from my dad saying let's venture into packaging, there was nothing else that he played a pivotal role in. It was majority I went, spoke to a lot of people, spoke to manufacturers, spoke to my paper mill suppliers. I went to spoke to a lot of my friends who brought in a lot of customers to me. So yes, it did play a huge role. I will not deny it. I just had that. There was a small confidence. Okay, but I know so many other entrepreneurs. They'll work that 1 year, 2 years of corporate life, and they'll be like, good, I'm tired of this, let's do something new, and they've started. As a matter of fact, Josh Sharma, you heard of Josh Sharma?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're also one of our clients, and he started when he was in college itself, and he didn't have like a cushion or anything. That's one person I knew. Even Megha Jain also, she started everything by herself. She had that, a knack to bake cupcakes, and she started from cupcakes as a moved to cakes, and she also started diversifying. So there are so many customers that I know who is taken a foot forward and said, let's do it. But on a very let's say general note, I would always ask you to go, because what you gain on those 2 years is a lot of contacts. You'll probably meet another like-minded person who will support you. You'll probably meet another vendor and everything. Let's say you have a procurement team. You'll probably meet. So always go to that 1.5 years, because you can start a business at 40 and still make a lot of money. But go gather that small experience, network. Go put yourself out there. What I did is just put myself. Go put your network. You will not have any idea how where and how business comes. We supply to Poland. We supply to the US, and when I have no idea how that came. Egypt is another country we supply to. It just came, from my friend who said, listen, I have a friend who needs this packaging thing, and that's how it all came through. So network at any given opportunity. You'll have a lot of colleagues who also will have a lot of events and everything. You'll meet way more distinguished people than me who have done so much more better. Go have a conversation with them, tell them what it is. He will probably put you in touch, or he will say, okay, let me make time off and everything. So networking is key. Networking is going to be one primary reason of the success of your business. Yeah.
So we were conducting a research on circular economy.
On
Circular economy,
okay.
basically integrating sustainability into without the traditional way, which is a linear way in which you just consume products.
Okay.
So hello.
Yeah.
We were conducting a research on circular economy. So instead of going into the traditional methods where we just buy and then integrate all those products into our business, circular economy is one where we recycle products and then integrate into business, right? So when we were reading articles about that, it was surprising to know that only 20 to 25 startups initially integrate sustainability into their startups in the initial stage of business, and also investors are not ready to pitch in that much amount, because all those products, the machineries you have to buy in order to integrate sustainability into your business is comparatively higher, the cost amount of it. So do you think it's ideal for startups to just begin producing or manufacturing their products in the initial stage of their business, or after 4 or 5 years eventually then inculcating sustainability into practices?
Okay, so first of all, I had no clue when she said circular economy, but thank you for educating me. Okay, so I will tell you, I'll give you a small, there's a teacher here, Mr. Saji Verghese. He's a very good example about sustainability from the start. We do packaging for him also, that's why I know all of this. He does straws, bamboo shoot straws, and he exports to a lot of countries apart from India, and India's just getting used to, India we're like a growing country, like we've been in poverty for the past 40, 50 years of our lives. Now we're seeing money come in. Our economies have opened up since 1991. It took almost 30, 35 years for our economy itself to open up. Now we're seeing money, now we're seeing growth, now we're seeing richness and everything. So as a country for India, I would say it's difficult, it's costly and all of that. But I know, like as Mr. Saji, he's one person who's, from his start itself, he does 100% sustainable products. And he's kept at it and he's developing new products as well. So if you have to have that, it's expensive, like you said, the term is expensive. Sourcing that material is super expensive. We've done plates we're supposed to make from sugarcane, but we couldn't because the machineries used to make it is super expensive. We couldn't afford it. And so a lot of things. So there are a couple of brands, like Mr. Saji and all, who's actually went first forward with sustainability. I didn't go first forward with sustainability because I didn't know where to be. I didn't have the time. Got to do a lot of R&D, research and development. It takes a lot of money, effort, and it took me almost 3 years to get to where when we speak about. And I still haven't gone 100% also. We still have 2-3 customers who still depend on plastic, which we're trying to have a conversation with them to say we can eradicate plastic and do something else. So yeah, to answer your question, it's a 50-50. I know people who have done it, and I have people who said, let's take a step back. But today, especially in India, like I said, Europe is the birthplace of sustainability. People are actively investing. In clothing today, a lot of people are moving into 100% recycled material. Even sunglasses, I know this very famous brand made out of India itself. He makes sunglasses out of plastic. I forgot the brand name. He's getting invested. So you put yourself up there on LinkedIn, social media and everything, you will definitely have investors coming. It's not a problem. But if you have to do sustainability, stick to sustainability. That is the future. Any other question?
So you told that
you had mentioned that your business needs more of inventories.
Yeah.
So is there any challenges like for packaging industry? How is it challenging to maintain inventories?
So, it's not been that difficult because we do something called forecasting. Okay, I'm assuming everyone knows what the term forecasting means, right? So we, a year ahead itself, we forecast. So year one, we absolutely did zero forecasting. Year 2, 3 onwards, we started doing forecasting. We know a customer's volume procurement is going to be this, plus or minus 5%. And based on when we buy raw material, now the Diwali is one of the biggest season for us. We're talking almost 100-150 tons of material. So we do a plus or minus of 150 tons. And then we carry over that inventory as an inventory. But the only thing is all of this requires us a lot of space. Say 8,000 square feet of space is just kept on just for inventory. And sometimes it does not go through, it sits there for another 2-3 months. That's the only challenge. But then, God's grace, so far nothing, it's all been good, great, and we've been we didn't have any challenges when it came to inventory.
In case if there is any high purchase of whatever it is, how would you manage it? Because you have
So one of the greatest things about any large volume manufacturer is we get to buy from two kinds of people, that is directly from a mill and from a distributor. Now let's say if all my material is over, I will probably buy at almost a 5% increase on the price from a distributor and resell it. That's the ideal way of running the business. Yeah. But ideally, we get majority of your material comes from Tamil Nadu, Andhra, and Tamil Nadu.
And then I guess logistics will also play an important role.
Yeah, it plays a very, recently something unfortunate has been happening, the floods in Wayanad, right? It's super, super unfortunate. It just did not affect, as a matter of fact, when we said logistic is like a core of every business. You know when that Evergreen, the huge, the ship, the cargo ship got stuck at the Suez Canal, right? You know, it increased transportation costs by 30%. I'm giving you figures, 30%. Time delays to almost 4 months. There's so many other issues. Even right now, when this minor floods happen, there's shortages of lorries. There's no vehicles going through a certain route and everything. Costs also increased and everything. So yes, logistics is a huge. It's the backbone of India's economy. Logistics and shipping company is the backbone, and every single company that we speak to, that we talk to, depends on them. Yeah.
So you mentioned trying to buy like a machinery to make sugarcane plates, right?
Yeah.
So where do you really source these heavy machineries from? Because I have never heard anyone having contacts of people who sell heavy machinery.
So there are a few. So when we speak about, I'll give you a small gist of where our machines are from. Our machines are generally only from Germany. Germany, Heidelberg is like the birthplace of the printing press. Yeah, so we import our machines from there. And China is another ballgame. You have no idea. It's 20 times things you've never seen. You know, the capability of moving things, everything is so much more better than India. So we buy machines from China or Germany. And there are certain machines that come from different parts of Europe, so it's very, very expensive.
Packaging, of course, is your forte, but given a chance, are there possibilities of any diversification or?
Yeah, so there is a huge demand for plastics again. So there is something called a compostable plastic. Every garbage can today collected in India comes with a non-compostable bag. That is, it's very hard. It's not made up of the raw materials made are not recyclable or not sustainable materials. So we are trying to talk to the BBMC, as a matter of fact, to start pushing compostable bags. But it's expensive. It's too much more expensive. It's very expensive, and plus the possibility of conversion is going to take. So we've developed into compostable bags. Then another very big space is wood packaging to eradicate a lot of plastic materials. We've also trying to do our R&D on wood packaging. We're talking to a lot of suppliers. We're trying to 3D render a lot of our products and everything. So it's in conversation. So the thing is, when anything that comes to sustainability, especially in India, we Indians, as we all know it, it's very difficult to see money go out of our pockets, right? It's super difficult. I have tears and when I make a payment and all. It's super, super difficult because it's hard-earned money. So we Indians have that. It's in our blood, naturally itself. So for India as a country to become open and understandable of the effects it has on the environment is definitely going to take another 5 to 7 years. Because now we see segregation of waste, which is implemented only 3-4 years ago. So there are so many other things that slowly, the Indian government, I feel like the government has to play an active role in terms of when it comes to eradicating very single-use plastic. Single-use plastic is eradicated, but still there are a lot of people still using single-use plastic because it's cheap. It's cheap. Plastic is the most cheapest material. And plus the Ambanis are the one who sells it, so they will never move plastic out of the Indian economy. Yeah. The backbone of the Reliance industry is plastics. Yeah. Any other questions? Hello?
Of course, there are several avenues or several ways in which we can approach and write a case about JOPACK. But what, according to you, do you think that the students should be focusing on?
Okay, I actually thought about this. So we only employed majority, let's say we have a 70 workforce. Out of that, only 7 to 10 of us are white collar, remaining are all blue collar. So this comes from am I right? Blue collar so blue collar employees, okay? So this comes from a very psychological point of view. I'll give you this one person who was extremely capable, very, he hands-on in every single machine we have, solves problems for me like this. Things which I have studying in all these prestigious schools and colleges don't have. He says, South, aisa karega, we'll do this way, we'll do this way, we'll do this way. And we've taken a lot of inputs from him. So, tragically, his parents passed away when he was young. His parents abandoned him. Okay? And he has no one to look forward to. So, he has this habit of drinking. So, he will drink, then 4 days he'll not come to work. That's halting one of my core of the machine. That costs so much of money for us. I've tried multiple things. I've tried paying for a lot of his other things, to stop drinking. So one of the biggest problems we as in terms of blue collar employees is attrition rate.
Dear, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Paul for his enlightening and inspiring speech about his journey as a managing director at JOPACK. Your insights into the challenges and the times of leading a company towards sustainability and innovative packing services are truly captivating. Your dedication to sustainability and innovation has not only driven JOPACK to greater heights but also has set a benchmark for the industry. The knowledge and the experience you share will be undoubtedly a valuable resource for our audience who are embarking on writing a case study. I would extend my deepest gratitude to Dean Dr. Dominic, Associate Dean Kartikeya Prakasam, and Coordinator Dr. Girish S. Special thanks to the Head of the Department, Dr. Amanathan, and our dedicated faculty, Dr. Rishikesh, whose expertise, hard work, commitment to nurturing talent, promoting research, enhancing quality of education plays an important role for our success. I now request Dr. Amanathan sir to give away a token of gratitude to Mr. Paul.